Hello everyone and welcome to a new IK video. This is Ken from 73, and in this video guys we're gonna talk about element counter. I already explained in a lot of my previous videos that element counters or the element advantage that one element have over the other is basically a 25% damage increase and nothing more. For example, if you're fighting a wind march with your fire march, that means that your fire immortals deal 24 more damage to the wind elements or the wind immortals, and I will show you how in a second. All right, I'm using a fire dragon here. You can clearly see that the fire dragon flaming breath true damage deals almost 1.2 million damage, and this is true damage. That means that it will not be decreased by the physical defense, the magical defense, or any kind of skills that decreases damage. The true damage is being applied completely as it is, and we can take a look at any reports in the arena that we have here. Damage taken, Ignatius. You can see that flaming breath here dealt 1.2 million damage. This is the initial damage. Again, 1.15 million damage. The difference is not that much. Again here almost the same damage, and here 1.2 million damage. This was fire versus fire, but we're gonna see in the training camp in a second. This is a march that has almost all the elements that we need to test on. We have Manko here, Holy, we have Water, we have Wind, and we have Elizabeth from Shadow. So we're gonna adjust equipment. No, we're gonna go as it is. Let's start. All right, perfect. Looking at the reports or the stats, you can see here the damage taken from Ignatius to Ragnar, which is a water element immortal. You can see that it is almost 1.2 million damage. It is exact damage that is written on the dragon skill. For Holy, it is 1 million damage. It is even less than what is written on the skill, and this is something that I also want to talk about in a second. For Shadow, it is the exact damage that is written on the skill. For Wind, you can see that this is way more than is written on the skill. This is, if you calculate or do the math, you will find that it is 25% more damage than it says on the fire dragon here. Now, why does the Holy receives more damage? I'll tell you in a second. But before we get to this, have you ever seen someone who's using Holy Immortals on a different dragon and they're not having the same effect? And why they're not as strong as using a Holy Dragon? This is because Holy Element have a secret buff that hasn't been announced, and it is not written anyway, that Holy Element or Holy Immortals receives 10% less damage, as you have seen here. Let's do this one more time and notice how much damage Manko will receive from the fire dragon compared to the other elements. Okay, it is almost the same damage for Ragnar, for Elizabeth, and more damage as usual for Ken Emperor. As for the Holy Immortal, which is Manko, you can see that he received less damage. If you do your math, you will notice that this damage is 10% less than what is written on the dragon skill. And this is not only from the fire dragon, this is from all the elements, but we can only test fire, lightning, and wind, since these are the only dragons that deal damage. And I don't have a shadow dragon, unfortunately, to use it against this march, but we will notice here. Hopefully my lightning damaging skill is only level 2, so hopefully it deals the damage needed. Okay, perfect. All right, so first we will need to look at the damage taken from all the elements. You can see here Taranis dealt 80,000 damage to Ragnar, to Elizabeth 77,000 damage, 76,000 damage to Wind Immortal, which is Ken Emperor, and to Manko he dealt 67,000 damage. This is also considered 10% damage less. So the average damage is around 80,000, so it's between 76 and 80,000. However, for Manko, which is the Holy Immortal, the Lightning Dragon dealt only 67 damage, and this is the damage that is written on the skill. It is 76 true damage to all enemy units. So I think we can test the Turmoil Breath or the Wind Dragon skill deals 96 true damage. So let's start and see how much damage. Manko received 83,000 damage and 95 for Ragnar, and you can already tell by the blue bar here, 124,000 damage on YSG because he is a Lightning Immortal, 96 on Ken Emperor, and you can already tell the difference between the damage received on all these Immortals. Conclusion is Holy receives 10% less damage, I suppose, from all the elements, but we can only test the dragons that we have, or the dragons that deal damage at least, and the element counter that is being applied, or the advantage for each and every element that you have over the other, is 25% damage increase, and it does not apply to the damage received. Alright, this is it for this video, guys. Hopefully this was helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have a wonderful day.